John Zogby on right now. Where are you, in D.C. right now, John?
I'm in D.C., yep.
Well, you called it. You called it a year ago. You called it over the weekend. You got this one right.
I did. There was just something wrong about the polling on Hillary Clinton.
Yeah.
And essentially she was topping off, and there were 12%, undecided or backing minor candidates who were telling us they really just didn't like either Clinton or Trump. But in the final analysis, they broke more towards Trump because they just did not like Hillary Clinton even more than they didn't like Donald Trump.
I spoke to people yesterday that told me they still didn't know which way to vote. I checked somebody else who's like, oh, that's impossible. Those people totally know they're going to vote for it. I don't think so.
No. There were people who made up their minds to vote at the last minute, and then who to vote for. And when it was taking that long, and understandably it would, I mean, if they don't, look, let me put it this way, not that they didn't like either candidate, they detested either candidate. And, as I've said before, folks would say, hey, look, I'll choose between the lesser of two evils. I just haven't figured out who that is. What they opted for was change, and opted for someone who at least they felt was addressing their middle-class concerns. And, of course, the middle class has been sliding. But, let me add a point. Excuse me, I'm hoarse.
John Zogby, by the way, has been talking a lot for the last couple of days. Yeah. So, yes.
Yeah. In the final analysis, voters just couldn't handle another Clinton presidency. 54% of those who voted nationwide gave Barack Obama a positive job approval rating. More said they were doing better off than who said they were doing worse off. Yeah. But even among that group, this was not a referendum on Barack Obama. Any other Democrat would probably have won this race.
Really incredible. John, and I know you squeezed us in here this morning, and I appreciate it. I wanted to be able to say, though, that you called it.
Well, thank you.
So
I did.
Good stuff. John Zogby, Zogby Analytics, thank you so much. I appreciate the time.
Good to talk to you.
All
Take
right.
care.
Tanya J. Powers from Fox News standing by right now. Good morning, Tanya. Who'da thunk it? Who'da thunk it? But here we are.
Yeah, here we are. It's all over with. The day that we never thought we'd get here finally did, and now we have the result.
So what are we finding? I mean, really very close, though. I mean, that means the polls probably weren't all that wrong.
It was very close. I think, that's one of the things that people will be looking at, especially, the pollsters of, exactly what they thought was going to go one way that didn't, and things that, broke a different way and, was different than it was a different outcome all the way around.
Yeah.
I think that'll be looked at for a long time.
How about Trump last night, or I should say this morning? Giving a speech, reaching out to those who didn't vote for him, reaching out to Hillary Clinton, seemed pretty presidential.
And that's exactly what he needed to do. That's what his supporters, a lot of them were hoping that he would do.
Exit polls, John Zogby just talking about that a moment ago. 54% saying they approved of President Obama, but it did not seem to carry over to Hillary Clinton.
No, it did not, and I think he made a very good point about this was not a referendum on Barack Obama. This was, they just didn't want another Hillary. They didn't want a Clinton presidency that wasn't, that was Hillary. I mean, it was one of those hold your nose kind of vote things that we've been hearing that the entire time.
Tanya Powers, thanks. It sounds like you've had a long night, but thank you so much for taking the time this morning.
Sure, anytime.
Tanya J. Powers, been up all night long. And here he is, the man of the hour. Can I do this right now?
Yeah, of course.
Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the guy who has been pushing for this harder than anyone in the world, except for Stephanie. The one and only Happy Man Jim Zecca, standing by right now.
Good morning, Mr. Zecca.
Good morning, Bill Killer.
We called it. I told you, Bill, we were going to do it.
A.K.A. the Gloater. Good morning, Jim. Yeah,
the voice is gone, but we won, and we won a double win here in Oneida County.
Yeah, you won
and Claudia Tenney, over 50% of the vote, 56% for Trump.
Well,
unbelievable.
And Trump won. He won upstate, which the polling had him down by about 5 points going into yesterday.
Yes, I mean, New York was really in play, except for New York City. But all the other upstate New York, again, we proved that he was the right person. He is the president-elect.
Well, now he has to prove that he was the right person, and let's hope that he does that. But I got to tell you, one of the things you said yesterday when you came over with your group of I call you protesters, but your
protagonists.
Okay, you could.
We're supporters.
You're supporters.
And I'm very, very proud of our local group.
Well,
they were all dedicated. Yep. We had folks that went to Pennsylvania, that went to New Hampshire, that worked really hard in Oneida County, even though we knew New York was going to be tough. They just kept at it, and we've proven our situation here in Oneida County. We won big in Oneida County for Trump and for Claudia Tenney, and we're really very happy today. And we finally got rid of the Bushes and the Clintons once and for all. They're gone.
Well, I don't see how Hillary could ever think about running again, but I will tell you there was a little gleam in the eye of Andrew Cuomo, who this actually turned out exactly the way he probably secretly wanted it to, because in 4 years or 2 years, he'll have that opportunity to follow his dream. And I'm not sure how successful he will end up being.
The governor better watch out, because Carl Palladino is now empowered to get out there and run against him as well.
Well, I'm going to say it right now. He could never win. But then again, I said that about Trump about a year and a half ago. So.
We also said that about Trump, didn't we, Bill?
All right, Jim. Jim Zecca, Trump supporter extraordinaire. We appreciate your time. And listen, it has been, through all of this craziness, it's been a lot of fun over the last year with you guys and your people coming in. It actually has been.
And you'll see more of us. It's not over.
Oh, I didn't say I wanted more of it. I didn't say that.
Really involved and are going to stay involved.
That's why I didn't say I'll miss the text.
That's right. All right, Jim. Jim Zecca, the Gloater. Good morning. Thank you. Have a good day. You got a break.